So at the beginning of the year, we had a Power Teacher Pro training, and I know you guys were probably everybody overwhelmed. I know we've added new teachers, and some of the older teachers also want a refresher. So I'm going to do a quick kind of run through on how the gradebook works and all the different things you can do with it to get your report cards, progress reports, all that stuff done. So I'm inside Powerschool, so the first thing you'd have to do is go to Powerschool. Remember, if you click here, it takes you home, which is the screen that we're looking at right here. And we're going to go to Power Teacher Pro, and I can do that by clicking any of these sessions. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go to Homeroom. Homeroom is one of the key parts of your gradebook because that is where your citizenship grades get attached to. So I'm inside my Homeroom portion of my Power Teacher Pro. I can switch sections really easy by clicking right here on this down arrow and going to math, going to language arts, going to science. And so I don't have to stay in the one section. I can go to any of them that I want to see different things. From within here, there's a number of things that I can see. One is the assignment list, which I'm looking at right here. I'm looking at an assignment list. You can see this assignment list right here caught up through here. You could see how many have been scored, grade scale, everything there, and you can edit each assignment that's been put in. I could also go to a score sheet. A score sheet view will show you students, the course grade, the assignments, and how everybody's doing on those assignments. I can also see the categories. These are the categories that are out there. Remember, if it's a house, those are the ones that the district put out. If there's no house, these are the ones that a teacher created. Okay. I can go to students. Here I can see a particular student's assignment view. So this is one student and all of their assignments and how they're scored. I can also enter a score right here if I wanted to. I could come in and enter and change a score right here for that assignment. Okay. I can see their demographics quick lookup. The quick lookup traditional would be very much like a report card or progress report kind of view, what their current grades are, what they are for the semester, what they are for the quarter, and those kind of things right there on a quick lookup. Okay, I can go to demographics to get their information, phone number, stuff like that. I can click on missing assignments. Here, this is kind of an interesting thing. You can see all of their missing assignments from every teacher, if it's a middle school student, or from every subject, if it's a elementary teacher, as long as they've marked them missing. Okay, so you can see, I can flip from kid to kid and see their missing assignments. So if you're talking with parents and you want to let them know what assignments they're missing, you can see those really easy just from this missing assignments section. Okay. All right. You can look at their progress, and this is kind of cool. I can see the traditional progress. So here I can see how many A's, how many B's, how many C's, how many D's, how many F's. And again, this is just homeroom, but I can switch to math and see that progress. I can switch to language arts, see that progress, A, B, C's, D's, F's along the way. Okay. And also I can see really quickly missing, late, incomplete assignments, all of those things in a quick little breakdown. If I want to see their standards progress, I could do the same thing right here. It would show me the standard and how many of them are where the grade distribution is, the green being where they should be, the red and orange being where they need work on that particular standard. And then you could see which standards you might need to go back and review and which ones they're doing a good job on. So that's a quick little rundown on things you can see. Settings, the most important setting that you can have is in your display setting, particularly for elementary school teachers. You want to make sure that it says new assignments start checked. Right here, new assignments start checked. If yours says new assignments start unchecked, switch that to new assignments start checked and then save it. The reason I'm telling you that is because that is how we do the the standards being scored at the same time. That being said, I know we're in a weird year and I don't know exactly what the report card's going to look like. I know the progress report will look like a typical quick lookup with just the grade, what the current grade is. And I know there's some discussion going on about the report card at the moment for elementary school. Middle school, your report card just looks like the quick lookup with a grade and whatever comments you put in. So let's come back to grading and talk about how you can do your grading. Okay, so I'm in the assignment list here. The plus button up here will let me create a new assignment. So if I click the plus button and click on assignment, I can create a new assignment. Okay, so if you haven't created any assignments yet, this is how you do it. You can select classes. Now, if you're going to attach a standard, it needs to only be for one class. If it's not going to be a standard assignment, it can go into multiple classes. Okay. Middle school, you could select multiple periods and put it into multiple periods, so you only have to do that once. You have to give it an assignment name, so I'm going to just call this test assignment. You have to give it a category. I'm going to call this test. You have to say how many points it's worth, and so I'm going to say this is worth 20 points, and whether or not it's counting in the final grade, you can check or uncheck that. That is really important. If you're creating something that's just for record keeping, you're going to want to uncheck that because it won't count in your final grade. If it's a score that you want counted, you're going to put right here. You can also put a description in here. So I can put in a quick description. This is a test of the Powerschool system and how it works from 8/25 through 12/18. The year 2020. So I can put in a description, and then when I save that, that's going to go out and publish into my assignments. Here I can select which assignments it goes to. So right now it's all of them. If I click on here, I can uncheck and I can select certain students, that it only goes to certain students. Okay. I can attach a standard. So if this assignment was for a particular standard, I can come in and say this is for opinion and argument. And then that would, when I publish it and put the scores in, that would go towards that standard. And when I want to publish it, immediately, specific day, on due date, days before due date, and this due date. I can put a due date in right here. This was on the assignment tab and I hadn't gotten there, but the due date, what day this is going to be due. Keep in mind at the end of the quarter, this is very important. If the quarter ends on October, and I don't know the exact date, but let's say it ends on October 18th. Okay, that's the end of the quarter per se, or whenever the end of the quarter is up. If you put an assignment due date October 20th, because you're doing grades before the grades are due, because usually grades are due a little bit after the end of the quarter, it's going to show up in the semester, not in quarter one. So you want to make sure your due date is in the quarter, like quarter one or semester one, or wherever you want it to fall. Okay, so that my due date is going to be the September 18th. I put points, I put my description, and then I would save it. I've got it going to the students I want. I've attached the standards, and then I can publish that in there into my gradebook. Okay, each assignment then, if I click on a particular assignment here, I can come in and score that assignment. So you can see right here, this has an assignment of 3. Since standards were attached, it'll automatically fill those standards right here, and you'll see this assignment had 2 standards attached, speaking and listening and comprehension. When the score went in, the standard score was also put in for it. So that then becomes part of their standard score grade. Okay. So this is important, and that is also off of that new assignment start checked. If I didn't do that, it wouldn't auto-calculate these and fill those standards later. Okay. If I go to score sheet, you will notice a course grade, all of the assignment grades. So if you're putting in multiple assignments at the same time, this is a great place to come just put the scores in right here, all at the same time. See the course grade, how it changes. Remember, as a teacher, you can always override a grade. So let's say this student right here that has a C+, it's at the semester time, and I decide, no, they deserve a B-. I can come in here and change that to a B- and override that and save it. You have that ultimate authority to do that as a teacher in the gradebook, okay? So you can override a grade if you want to change something. So that's the course grade right there. Now, in the middle school, every period, you can put comments in for every single period if you want to. Usually that's done at semester time. In the elementary school, your comments tie to homeroom, right here, the homeroom class. So you're going to want to make sure you're in homeroom before you put any comments. And you're going to want to make sure, you'll notice right now I'm in S1. If I'm doing comments for Q1, I want to make sure that I am in Q1, not S1. Because if I do the comments in S1, that would be for report card time. If I want to put a comment in for Q1, I want to come right here and make sure that I'm in Q1, put those comments. I would then click on this course grade, click on the comment right here, and I get this whole comment box that lets me come to the comment bank, put in comments, or type my own right here and save them in. The other way to do comments, the one that I prefer, is to come down to comment verification. Again, you click grading, go down to comment verification, and here I can see all the kids. You'll notice I'm in Q1, and I can quickly come here to do comments and quickly put all of my comments in, and then I can just hit the down arrow to go to the next student and put their comments in. So here I would see all their comments appear one at a time right here in this box and see them all and be able to hit save. Also, when you're done with the grades for each period or each section, right here is your final grade status. You can click right here and put the Q1 final grades are complete and hit save. If it's semester 1, you would hit the final grades were complete for that as well. Same thing in math. In middle or elementary school, all your comments are homeroom. But if you're a middle school teacher, this would be switching periods, putting whatever comments, coming to your final grade status and saying they're complete by each period. Okay. For elementary school, remember your comments only go into the homeroom section. So you only want to do comments tied to homeroom and make sure you're in the appropriate thing. Q1 for Q1 time, and at semester switch to S1 and make sure you're in S1 for semester time. Okay, you're never going to put comments in Q2 or Q4. Okay, at Q1 for progress report, at S1 for report cards, at Q3 for progress report, and S2 for final report cards. And then you can put in whatever comment you want right here. Make sure you're in homeroom. For middle school, that would be every period in period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whichever ones you've got, and filling in their comments and making sure that's all set. So I want to look at those final grades. I can come to grades and traditional and look at what do those grades look like right here. I can see their attendance, I can see how many missing, late, and incomplete assignments, and I can see their final grade. If I'm looking at standards for the report card, and again, I don't know what this year's report card is going to look like for the elementary school, but if we're doing standards, you're going to click on grading, standards, and you can see all of their standards here and what their current grade is and decide if you want to change any of them. If you hover over it, it'll show you exactly what the standard is. And again, I can switch then to my next class, math, see all of the standards right here. If there's an arrow, there's more to the right and back to the left. If you did not do a standard, because it's one we're not covering because we're focusing this year on the priority standards, or one that you didn't do because it's semester or quarter 1 or semester 1, and the standards are only at semester. So semester 1 or semester 2, you're going to come in and just put a no mark. So you click on the codes, go to NA or NM, not available or no mark, and then fill it all the way down, and that will fill in that column for you as a no mark or NA that shows up on the report card. Okay, and it does not count in the grade because it's marked exempt for you when you do it that way with the code or the NA/NM. Okay, so this is one place to go check your standards to make sure they're all filled in. If you've done everything correctly, that'll do it. If you need to fill them in, you can also fill them in right here as well. You can come through and put what each student would get for that standard right here. So if for some reason you forgot to tie in standards or you forgot to check that box, you could fill them in right here for the semester time and then go and change that setting so that next time they auto-calculate for you. So remember to create an assignment. You're going to come here, hit the plus, hit assignment, and create that assignment. Everything else is going to be done with your score sheet or assignment list to score them, looking at their grade, their traditional grade right here and what it's showing, making sure that it's what you want, looking at your comments, which like I said, I like to do the comment verification section, making sure that you're in the right place, Q1 for quarter, S1 for semester. Same thing with grades. When you're checking those traditional grades, you want to make sure you're in Q1, not in S1, especially if you're going to override something so that it's overriding in that section that you want it to happen in. So if you're looking at traditional grades, you're looking at Q1, not S1. You're putting comments in, you're in Q1. And remember, for elementary school, all your comments go in homeroom. So hopefully that helps you out with getting ready for your grades and everything you need. If you have any questions, please contact one of the ed tech coaches or myself, and we will get back to you and help you out as much as we can.